Arsenal through to the fifth round of the FA Cup after a good 2-1 victory at Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium. This is your match review. Yo, what's happening, people? Arsenal 2, Bournemouth 1. Arsenal qualifying to the fifth round of the FA Cup, where they will take on Portsmouth back down the south coast in a few weeks' time. But yeah, got a 2-1 victory, a good victory and a solid victory for Arsenal. Started off today, Arsenal with 6 changes to the team, which is good. I always like to see, one thing about the FA Cup is, for me personally, I like to see changes in the side. But again, you don't want to see too many changes because it just messes up the fluidity of the team, especially if your team isn't on the best run of form. And we're not on the greatest, but we're not on the worst. So it's good to see some changes in there. Good to see people like Martinelli and Pepe keep their place. And then again, some of the others, Martinez in goal gets a run out. People like Willock in the middle of the field, Ozil gets a rest, Lacazette gets a rest, and my boy Eddie Nketiah, the young king, as I like to call him, returns from his loan spell at Leeds to lead the line for Arsenal. And started well. Started very, very well. 5 minutes into the game, actually. Good flowing football from Arsenal in the first 5 minutes. In fact, 22 passes in the end before Bukayo Saka smashed in his third goal of the season for Arsenal. A great finish from the young lad. Martinelli put him through, and he smashed it into the top of the roof of the net for 1-0 to Arsenal. And even though it was 5 minutes into the game, it was well deserved. Like, it was good flowing football. Bournemouth didn't really lay a glove on us. And a good finish from the young lad, getting into the side, getting some games and getting some goals as well. So it's good to see him for his confidence this season. Going forward after that, the first sort of 30 to 35 minutes were absolutely dominant from Arsenal. Controlled the game, passing, moving, excellent. My only worry was that we didn't get the second goal. I was worried that 20 minutes into the game, it had a bit of flashbacks to Crystal Palace a few weeks ago. And you remember in that game, completely dominated the first half, and then Palace came out in the second half and sort of came back into the game and ended up, obviously, Aubameyang getting sent off and holding out for a draw. So I was wary of that, and I think Arsenal did well to sort of get the second goal. Again, good movement off the ball from Arsenal. People, Martinelli making the runs. And of course, Eddie Nketiah, the ball came out wide to goal scorer Bukayo Saka, putting a great cross along the floor, just behind Martinelli, in for Nketiah, and he tapped it in for 1-0. Good to see my boy Eddie ringing back to Arsenal to say, you know what, give me a chance. Give me a chance, Mikel. And you see what happened, It was actually Arteta's decision not to send him back on loan for the rest of the season. He could have had offers to move to Bristol City, of course, to stay at Leeds. But brought him back to the Arsenal. And for me personally, I'm delighted, man. We needed someone like Nketiah just to push someone like Lacazette and Aubameyang up there for potential starts in that team. I thought, like, if Lacazette and Aubameyang weren't on form, they were just going to play anyway. And now you've got a young kid who really is desperate to make himself as an Arsenal striker, especially for the long term, really show what he's capable of doing. And yeah, as I said, got his goal today as well, which is good to see from him. And then for the rest of the half, it was just cruise control, really. Like, didn't get us gear free. Just kept passing, kept moving, kept controlling the game, and sort of floated out to half time. And Bournemouth, absolutely terrible. Couldn't touch us at all. Don't even know if they had a shot in that first half. But then, of course, what Arsenal have to do in the second half was keep their heads, because yes, 1-0 is good. Yes, 2-0 is even better. But, one goal for Bournemouth in the back in the game, even at 2-1. So it had to come out. We had to come out in the second half and, again, keep the same fluidity, keep the same passing, try and get the third. But obviously not being too hasty and be wary that Bournemouth are going to come at us. Eddie Howe isn't going to sit in the dressing room saying, all right, guys, but we're at the FA Cup now. 45 minutes to go, they're going to come at us. And they did. They were better, a lot better in the second half. Bournemouth had a couple of chances, half chances really, nothing major. Simpson, I remember, had a good chance with Martinelli saved. And I think Callum Wilson came close once. But really, that was it. It was nothing that I thought we were going to get troubled for, really. A lot of sort of tough tackles going in. Guendouzi was excellent in the middle of the park as well. Just a break up play. Not often. Sometimes we get run over in the second half and we don't know how to control it and break up the play. And Guendouzi did that brilliantly, getting them silly fouls, just causing Bournemouth to lose a bit of fluidity in their play, and then just keeping the ball when we play. One bit of a problem we had in the second half, Mustafi, who had a good game actually, came off injured, stretched off injured actually. Not quite sure what the injury is, but it didn't look good. And Rob Holding came on, and that kind of highlights the need even more now for a centre back. Arsenal been in the transfer market apparently this week, having a look at centre back, and I think it's important there. After that injury to Mustafi, now Arsenal going to have to go in to get someone, and we need to get someone really, because we need some cover at the back. It's all right playing against Bournemouth with a couple of makeshift defenders. Socrates is back from illness. David Luiz was suspended. Now he's going to come back, and Rob Holding, and we got Chambers and Mustafi out for the season. So, well, I don't know if Mustafi's out for the season, but Chambers definitely out for the season. Mustafi could be a long term the way he came off that pitch. So, even more now the need to buy a centre back. So hopefully we'll get that done before Friday. Yeah, man. But yeah, back into the game. Again, we sat back a little bit more than I would have wanted to. But again, at 2-0 going into the 90th minute, it seemed like we kind of got the job done. And then in the 94th minute, ball in from the right back, maybe Cook. He hit a ball in, and it fell to Sam Surridge. Came on as a sub, and he sort of tapped it into the back of the net. Again, a little bit of lackadaisical movement from Arsenal defence, just watching the play, letting the ball come in and not really getting first to the ball, just allowing Bournemouth to come back in. But then quite mature into the game for Arsenal, just getting these little fouls in again, just slowing the game down. But Bournemouth did have one chance. It was Lewis Cook. Blaze over the bar. I was a bit nervous towards the end, like the last few seconds. But yeah, once that went over, that was it. And Arsenal through to the next round of the FA Cup, where they'll take on Portsmouth, as we found out before the game. Got drawn away at Portsmouth. Not going to be an easy game, but at the same time, it's not the Portsmouth of old. They are the lowest ranked side, currently still in the competition, who are guaranteed a place in the next round. Shrewsbury, of course, will play Liverpool in the replay. If they get through, they'll be the smallest side. But for the time being, it's Portsmouth. The atmosphere is going to be mad because the fans always come out in numbers. So they'll get supported wherever. It's just they ain't got the quality that they used to have. So we should hopefully get through to the quarterfinals then. And then it's now can Arsenal put a run together to get to the final. A lot of big teams still in it. Spurs got a replay. Liverpool got a replay. Chelsea have to play Liverpool or Shrewsbury. City are in there. Leicester as well. Of course, Man United, but small fry in it. Small fry. In terms of the game itself, my man of the matches has to be Bukayo Saka. As I said earlier on, he has just shown how much desire he wants to play for the club by getting in these opportunities and taking them when he can. He's now been directly involved in 10 goals and assists this season. Which is, only person who's got more than that is Aubameyang and Martinelli. So he's in some good company there. And I think it's the third time he's got a goal and assist in the same game. Frankfurt, Standard Liège, and now Bournemouth. So, Saka has really come on leaps and bounds in a position is not even normally him. I was very worried when we first started putting him at left back because all I think is defensively. I think, how are we going to manage this defensively? But one thing I saw in this game, which I've not maybe noticed before, is the way that Xhaka drops into left back when he pushes up. And it's not like a direct left back in line with the centre backs. It's sort of like from an LCM just dropping back, or LDM just dropping back a little bit. And as he does play those diagonal balls, what that means is that Saka is kind of up with Martinelli on the left wing. and even allows Martinelli to come inside and play sort of like an inside forward. And I wonder whether that's part of the tactics to cover Arsenal at the back. Because what happens many times that we had before with Kolasinac and Monreal bombing down the left wing, we had nothing coming back. So Xhaka being in the insurance policy there, and how great he was as a centre back against Chelsea, could that be something we look at going forward in terms of the way we play? Joe Willock, I thought, had a decent game as well. It was good to see him get some minutes on the pitch. And then Danny Ceballos came on as well, so good to see him back from injury. There's talks about him going back to Real Madrid or going out on loan again. So we'll see what happens. Overall, we're through into the 5th round of the FA Cup. And no replay, so that's another positive as well. We go into the game on Sunday against Burnley away, and hopefully we get the job done there. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you soon.